Whitney. Hello, you guys, and welcome to Reviews with Whitney D. I am She. Now, if you're new to this channel, do not forget to click that subscribe button. That's the best way to show your support and to join the Witness gang and be a part of the Witness Nation. Now, do not forget to click the notification bell from personalized to all so you can receive any and every upload that I place onto my channel. Okay, so if you guys were not aware, some stuff took place on the other night. Now, I'm just now reporting on it because I wanted to not necessarily fact check, but just to make sure that I have my ducats in a row, and really was trying to find time to be able to get all of this information stored up and ready for you guys and packaged in a wonderful little bow. So, you know, I would say this is your home to where you get more positive perspectives on the whole ANGELO CLARY and, you know, all that stuff going on or whatever there. And not for nothing, because it's enough negative out there. So, hey, whatever. I'll be the home of that. But anyways, so on yesterday or the day before yesterday, Nique Nite, shouts out to her. She did a wonderful interview. I will tell you that she you know, she did do a decent interview, but my thing is I wouldn't have done it in all, but that's neither here nor there. I don't want nobody telling me how to run my channel, so I won't tell her how to run hers. But not for nothing, she did an interview with Mr. Don. I can't remember his last name, but he is the current manager or advisor for R. Kelly. And the interview, I mean, started off pretty decently, but I mean, the comments themselves would really show proof as to the, I guess, I don't know, level of interest or respect that they were having for this man. He was placing a lot of stuff out there, if you will, and you would think it's factual. You know what, to be honest with you, like seriously, because I watched it just made me cringe. The information that he was putting out there was very cringe worthy, if you will. I'm not, again, it's all alleged information, but the stuff that he was putting out there, it was just very, oh my god, it was just crazy. And one in particular bit of information that he put out there really just had the hairs on my neck and my arms stand up. This is what he had to say in regards to some of the parents to oh my gosh, Aaliyah, the Savages, and yes, the Clarys. Check this out, and I'm gonna come back with a little bit more of my commentary, and we're gonna wrap this up.
Because there was allegations that she slept with R. Kelly, but I didn't know the validity of it, if she actually really was with him. So the mama, you saying the mom was with him and then he got with the daughter?
Let's look at all of these scenarios let's just look at the ones that people know that's public. Aaliyah, Clary, and Savage. Rob was with the mothers first. And as part of what the mothers asked Rob to do was, my daughter's a singer. Can you please look out to a trainer and get her right and make her famous, make her a star? So as him being said, okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna do that.
Wait. You said Aaliyah, Clary, and Savage. That's
the Hortons, so, Aaliyah's mother.
Okay,
Savage,
and
which is Jonjolin Savage, and what is the
okay,
Clary, which is Allison Clary. They were involved with Rob. The mothers were involved with him, and they pushed the daughters on him. That's what happened. Put some voiceovers, so when you turn on the dildo, it would say stuff like, I feel so freaky tonight, all that kind of stuff while the dildo's on, vibrating. He refused to do that, and Angelo, the father, put deals in front of him as well that Rob backed away from, and that's when things got hostile with them. Same thing with Tim Savage and Jonjolin. They had some lingerie boutiques, and they wanted Rob to buy all of the stuff out of the lingerie boutiques for his girls when he was doing the Black Panties tour. And he refused to do that, you know what I mean? And, you know, things started going south whenever they trying to use their daughters to push things in front of them, because Rob went past after he had the mothers, and now he's with the daughters, and the daughters is filling his ears up with all the stuff that the moms are conspiring on against him. He just backed up completely. So that's typically the scenario of what happened between the relationship. And then you got these fathers who now didn't benefit at all. I mean, who are just on a revenge trip right now. Because you got to think about what would drive a man to go as hard. I mean, they don't care about their daughters. I mean, Azriel's doing documentaries a day after leaving them, and Joycelyn, won't even go back to hers, and he's locked up. I mean, so if these were situations where these men had, or these families were the ones that they are trying to proclaim, it wouldn't be that difficult for Joycelyn or whatever, or Azriel to go back home. And it was just ran back home the moment he was locked up. I mean, but the money dried up. I mean, Azriel, couldn't get any more money out of Rob, and she had nothing else to fall back on. So that's why she started, listening to Dad and getting involved with these documentaries and all the things that she's doing right now to generate some money.
Okay, so
this is this RICO, this trafficking, this criminal enterprise that they're trying to accuse him of. And it's like, okay, how do we sneak that in there? And why is that not being the topic of anything that's discussed on any of these block platforms? Because when the gauntlet comes down, they don't want their case to be tampered with a judge. They want to open and shut case, and they don't want him to have any type of defense. So my goal here lately, because Rob sent the message out, Don can change the narrative. Attorney won't talk to me. And I've reached out to Greenberg and those guys on multiple occasions. They won't talk to me.
Why won't they talk to you?
Typically, I believe they're working for the other side, and I don't have anything nice to say about them. Me and Green, when Rob first caught the case, it was real simple. It was a smaller case. It was Jahonda Pace, Faith Rogers, and a few other folks, the girls. And Rob brought me in the studio with Greenberg, just the three of us. And he said, actually, it was another young lady in the studio as well. He said, Don, Greenberg is my choice. I want you to work with him. I said, okay. No problem. Same thing to Greenberg. He shook my hand, and Rob walked out, and he started talking about a fucking orgy or something that he was going to be having that weekend that he was missing out on because of this stuff with R. Kelly. I'm like, first of all, dude, that ain't
you saying the lawyer? Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a pig. That ain't my business. And why is that's the first thing out your mouth? You don't break the ice with somebody by talking about stuff like that. And then on multiple occasions, I'm like, listen, I've reached out to him.
Okay, so you guys were able to see what he had to say in regards to Aaliyah's mother, Joycelyn's mother, as well as Azriel's mother, allegedly had sexual relations with R. Kelly. And then when I guess stuff hit the fan, or when things didn't happen the way they wanted to, the daughters then threw them under the bus. It just was crazy. Some about some singing dildos, and just very kind of disrespectful and odd for nothing. To me, it was just kind of just all over the place. And like I said, nothing in regards to Nique or whatever. I mean, she conducted the interview well. She let him speak. She asked the questions that were coming through. She conducted the interview rather well or whatnot. She was asking the, I guess, quote unquote, hard questions that you would, that more so that people were in the chat that were asking, as far as the young lady that was allegedly on the first video that he was peeing on, was he still with her? All kinds of different stuff they were asking, but it just was very cringe-worthy. And with that being said, with this bit of information, I did send it over to Mr. Clary, just to let him know what was being brought up in regards to him and his beautiful wife, who I've known to kind of be incognito, not really, speaking on anything, not really, being in the limelight. I think she did a few interviews for the most part, but she really hasn't been, just really doing too much of anything, you know what I'm saying? So this is what Mr. Angelo had to say in regards to the interview. He responded through his social media, and this is what he had to say. And I'm going to come back with my commentary, and we're going to wrap things up.
For the truth. I'm still not ready for the full truth. So make no mistake, and I'm telling you this as a father. All women that y'all sit around and they don't come forward, it's a reason they don't come forward, because they are ashamed of the shit that this man put them through. But once that chain break and these girls really start opening up and telling the truth, y'all gonna be sick. So all that shit with everybody saying, bashing, I don't give a fuck about bashing that man. That man, I know too much.
Oh, man.
You dudes, man, you dudes are fugazi with that shit y'all had going on. That's why they protect. Oh man, hey, man, leave that name out. Leave that alone, man. Leave that out. Hey, y'all let that shit be. That's later greater. That's later greater. So make no mistake. So when everything come out, and I know, you know, the problem with a lot of these YouTubers is that I didn't get on their platform and give them some things. But it's all about timing and breaking things down and letting shit be. I'm not into this messy ass back and forward shit. But when a motherfucker just keeps striking and keeps striking and keeps striking, you have no choice but to fight back. You have no choice but to get tired of it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, now Don, he want to be a liar and he want to put out fake narratives that come relevant, I guess. Tell his truth. And when he finally tell his truth, then he could put people names in his mouth. All the motherfuckers hiding their truth. This real life with us that we dealing with, the Recount Al family and structure back. So make no mistake that this is real goddamn lives out here. So when y'all run around just letting anybody tell you anything, y'all are
So you guys were able to hear what Mr. Clary had to say. A lot of people were saying there was a rant, but if you knew initially as to why he was quote unquote ranting, you will understand. There was a lot of allegations thrown out there in regards to his wife. You know what I'm saying? I would look at him less than if he did not stand up for his wife being the head of the household as well as being her husband. You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily think it was a rant. I think he was just standing up for his wife, you know what I'm saying? Regardless if this information was true or false, I feel like it was not necessary, you know what I'm saying? And I again say that all this is to smear the credibility of all these individuals involved in all of this whole thing, you know what I'm saying? And then what got me and what made me just really you know, raise a flag again and again and again, just like the rest of these little fans and groupies and supporters out here are not holding R. Kelly accountable. The only thing that he said in regards to any of this, as far as R. Kelly, is that he needs to go to therapy. He needs to see somebody. And Nique was like, you know, so what are you saying, you know, in regards to like everything that's been speculated or with his childhood? And then this dude was like, oh no, with his childhood, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, so you mean to tell me that, okay, cool, you know, yeah, you're admitting that you need therapy and you need this to end and stuff like that, but you're not going to go for any of this alleged information? Because even so, let's say, hey, I play the devil's advocate. Let's say that you did none of this. Wouldn't all these accusations, all these allegations, all this stuff that you went through that everybody is putting on you that's wrongfully accusing you, wouldn't that make you be somewhat in, you know, like, go a little crazy for a second, like, you know, have the people be in jail and they know they didn't commit the crime, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of them get out and they end up committing suicide. A lot of them get out, hurt themselves, a lot of them get out, and they're not right because they've been placed in that system or all the things that they endured. So I would think, you know, even with all these allegations and things like that are quote unquote not true, wouldn't it do something to the psyche to where you would want to go to therapy for that? But no, that's not what he's going for. He will only go because of the stuff that he endured and the trauma that he endured when he was young. Doesn't make sense to me. And that's why I'm saying that's the reason why I'm so gung-ho with supporting these alleged victims. Okay, regardless if you believe they are or not or whatever. Everybody is a different victim in their own right. And I am not here to say if they are or are not. I was not present, and based off of information that is being brought to us, I say that they are, each and every one of them, right down to Azriel. And I know a lot of people contest that because they feel like, oh well, she put herself in a situation, she knew what was going on and this, that, and third or whatever. That still does not give anybody right to endure the stuff that they went through. That's just like telling a person, well, you shouldn't wear that dress. Well, you shouldn't be so fast. Well, you shouldn't have been, you know what I'm saying? But you still are not giving that person that took the quote unquote bait any accountability, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, yeah, I bought the drugs, but you shouldn't have sold them to me. What sense does that make? You know what I'm saying? And that's what everybody's doing. They're still deflecting. You still want to deflect and say, well, she knew what she was doing. She deserved it, or she, like, come on now, regardless if she even put herself in that situation. You know what I'm saying? That tells you how immature she was anyways, for a child to think that in the long run this is something that's going to be beneficial to her, when it's a long list of history of this man being a pedophile or going through all these things. A real grown individual, intellectually, mentally, wouldn't put themselves in those situations. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, nobody's holding R. Kelly accountable. He's not even still holding himself accountable based off of what Don had to say to him, that he is willing to go to therapy, but it's going to be just based off the trauma that he endured when he was younger. So it's still no self-accountability. And that's why with that whole interview, it's just kind of like, okay, I just found out more dirt. But to be honest with you, it was some stuff that I already knew. If y'all remember, Tasha K even said in regards to Aaliyah's mom, yes, they did, you know, do what they did allegedly. And that's the reason why she owns his masters or something like that, or some money. Tasha K already broke that information. So there was nothing new that we knew. And if you guys think about it, a lot of stuff that he was saying was nothing really new. We already heard about it, or stuff that you can research. Now, all the extra ins and outs, talking about the Laurier's poo-poo cheese and stuff like that, and how he's talking about missing orgies and groupies. Like, it was just, this man was just diarrhea at the mouth. And then was one thing that really just sealed the coffin with me. He said, I didn't get fired. I told him, let's put that out there because of my business that was attached to this and this and that. I was like, what? Okay, all right, like, okay, like, this is just going too far. But I don't know, you guys, I just can't. I just feel like that this is getting way out of hand, and I feel like it is not staying on topic in which what needs to be addressed. And funny thing is, he even said it himself. He said this has nothing to do with these young ladies. Nothing. He said he feels like it's being deflected and placed on them because the bigger thing is all these people that did R. Kelly wrong. And I believe there was one thing I agreed with him with that, because I was like, absolutely, everybody in the world is looking at these girls and they're not paying no mind about R. Kelly and the wrongdoing that was inflicted on him, that is still being inflicted on him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are yelling out free trial, but y'all still focus on these girls that are detaching themselves away from him instead of, you know what I'm saying, focusing on what is going on and what's at hand. And again, like I said, none of these girls have nothing to do with these cases. Sharonda, whatever that girl name is, you know what I'm saying? She the one that got one case, and then the other ones, it's out there. Just do your research. But y'all are beating these girls down, you know what I'm saying, because they're supposed to hold somebody down that's in jail. That's in jail for pedophilia. That's in jail for sex trafficking. That's in jail for all these different rackets, all these different things, and they're supposed to hold them down. You know what I'm saying? It's just mind-boggling. And you know, I'm not for nothing. I can really not necessarily just care less, because it's sad, because this is what the world that we live in, that, you know what I'm saying. I was very intrigued by the interview. Again, kudos to Nique Nite for conducting it very well. Interview that I myself personally wouldn't have done. I mean, even if I had the opportunity to, because again and again, these are people real lives at hand. And it just seems to me more so that states that she's just not on any side of the fence. I beg to differ. It's been a consistent route in which she's been taking, and it is what it is. You know, I picked my side, but I stand in that. I'm not on no fence. It is what it is. When that trial comes, because everybody keeps saying, oh, everybody's convicting him before he went to trial. That don't even make sense. You can't convict somebody before they go to trial, but you can hold them accountable for things that he's done in his past, and that's what's going on. Y'all thinking y'all saying something by saying that, you know what I'm saying, that, oh, y'all convicted him before. No, we're holding him accountable for the actions that we can say, well, he did this or this, that, and this is what's going on. The stuff that is not even going to trial that he needs to be held accountable for. That's what we are holding him accountable for. Y'all are still deflecting and talking about a freaking trial that ain't even started. You know, we're not talking about him in regards to the whole Geronda case and all this stuff like that. We're holding him accountable for the present stuff, or actually because he's locked up, but the stuff that he did prior to. So let's stay on topic here. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, You know, whoever she decides to interview, that's her business. That's neither here nor there. You know, like I said, she conducted it well. She allowed him to speak. She addressed the questions, concerns, the comments that came through. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate that she's not been able to have the conversation in which I think that she would like to, because she's stated that on several times that she's reached out to Mr. Clary, that, you know, she's reached out to all the other people on the other side of the camp and they don't want to interview. But you know, it comes off still like one-sided. And like I said, not for nothing, I'm one-sided. I picked my side and I'm rolling with that. It is what it is, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, regardless if they want to say that you know, all this is crazy, free him, y'all are talking about free him based off of some stuff that he's been doing presently with some girls that have nothing to do with his case. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But anyways, you guys, that is the video. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, do not forget to click that subscribe button so you can be part of the Witness gang and join the Witness Nation. Do not forget to click the notification bell so you can receive any and every upload that I place onto the channel. Thank you guys so very much. This has been Reviews with Whitney D, and I'm She signing off. Bye. I'm Whitney. It's exciting. I'm Whitney.